This is a big mess for everyone involved. The legal drama playing out in multiple courts now, literally from coast to coast.
Drama between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni.
I thought we were friends.
We're not friends.
Well, Taylor Swift would very much like to be excluded.
You are going to depose Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, who else?
Anyone that can provide evidence in this case is going to be deposed.
The Los Angeles Times has just come out with a hit piece on Justin Baldoni. The timing of that is remarkable.
Taylor Swift has unexpectedly found herself entangled in a growing Hollywood controversy as Justin Baldoni faces what many see as a targeted smear campaign. Allegations, legal battles, and media narratives have turned the dispute over. It ends with us into a larger power struggle involving Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and Swift. As accusations fly, questions arise about media bias, Hollywood politics, and the true motives behind the escalating scandal.
So how exactly has Taylor become entangled in the whole thing? Well, when these alleged 2023 text messages between Blake and Justin surfaced, of the two discussing Blake's changes to the film's rooftop scene.
Oh my God, please, I'm so sorry. No, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You spent way too You spent way too much time in school to have me laughing like this. I'm terrible. I'm sorry.
Justin reportedly was unenthused with her work. And that's when Blake allegedly hit back, saying her most trusted partners gave their stamps of approval. Her bestie Taylor and her hubby Ryan Reynolds. Blake also seemingly going as far to compare herself to Game of Thrones' Khaleesi, calling Ryan and Tay her dragons.
I mean, my friends, there's sort of like a unspoken code that we're there for each other and we would never turn on each other. It's like kind of like this alliance that is the best kind of friendship you can have.
While the singer's always one to defend her friends, when it comes to this drama, we're told she wants to stay uninvolved.
The controversy surrounding Justin Baldoni has taken a new turn, with media narratives and Hollywood power struggles intensifying the situation. What started as a dispute over creative control of the film It Ends With Us has escalated into a complex legal battle involving Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and even Taylor Swift.
A source tells ET, Tay and Blake are still close, but the pop star is focused on her own life and everything she has going on.
I think for me, it's really important to constantly challenge yourself.
We're told Tay doesn't want to be brought up at all or involved in the lawsuit, especially since this isn't related to her.
The case has sparked broader discussions about journalistic integrity, particularly the reliance on anonymous sources. Public opinion suggests that the LA Times coverage of Baldoni lacked transparency, painting him as a manipulative figure without substantial evidence. However, legal experts caution that poor journalism does not necessarily constitute defamation.
The article headline is Justin Baldoni's tumultuous road to the center of a Hollywood scandal. So I read the article and it's basically focusing on how Justin Baldoni's faith was interfering with the work environment at Wayfarer Studios. Some employees, ex-employees are interviewed here. Of course, they're anonymous. And one says this to me, it's just like, it made me laugh so hard. Okay. The former Justin Baldoni employees complains of toxic positivity and focus on Baja values. So toxic positivity is now an expression that we can use. I might put it on a t-shirt even, because this is so funny to me. This former employee continues to say it was constant positivity all the time. I would say toxic positivity. One former Wayfarer staffer told the publication, "I'm always a little dubious of people who advertise themselves as disruptors of the status quo or quote-unquote good people. It felt phony." Okay, it felt phony. Was it phony though? Did you feel any positivity that was actually toxic? They don't really talk about that.
Adding to the drama, Baldoni's legal dispute with Blake Lively has gained traction. Lively has accused him of sexual harassment, retaliation, and inflicting emotional distress. In response, Baldoni countersued Lively, Reynolds, and their publicist, alleging defamation and interference with contractual relations. He claims they conspired to take control of It Ends With Us through coercion and media influence.
The Baldoni thing.
Oh, I can't get enough of Baldoni and Lively. I can't. I think it's unbelievable.
Do you?
Yes, because people, if you're going to try and snowball people, they're going to figure it out. There's nothing, you can't get away with anything.
Well, you've
these
already
days.
said something right away. You want to snowball people. Who is snowballing who?
Give them a snow job. Well, I mean, if you, Blake Lively. I mean, Blake Lively thought she could, orchestrate this, basically taking this project from Baldoni. She said it herself in an interview in 2022. She said, I like to audition and then I really get my creative hands on things once I get into a project. That's not why they hire me, but once I get there, that's it. I really want to put my hands on everything, which is great, but if the director's the director, she really liked this project and she took it over. She got the cast to unfollow Baldoni and they all turned on him until the fact that the guy turned around and drops a giant lawsuit on her and puts his foot down and says, no way, I've documented everything. Look what she did to me.
How do you get out of that?
It's all here. And that is just blown up in her face and her husband's, and I don't see it turning around for them.
Taylor Swift has also been dragged into the legal proceedings. Baldoni alleges that a meeting at Reynolds' penthouse, where Swift was present, was used to pressure him into accepting Lively's creative vision.
You guys were the ones out there generating negative press against Justin. You bullies were the ones who were trying to ruin Justin so you could have your way on all the scenes and all the wardrobe and all the control, and you could feel like the producer and the director when you weren't. And it's full of text messages and details about meetings like the one they had with Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni, and apparently, though the name is blacked out, there's an assumption, well-founded, that it's Taylor Swift, her BFF, at the Reynolds penthouse in Manhattan, where Ryan Reynolds allegedly bullied Justin so badly that a Sony representative who was there, the production team behind the movie, and her biggest takeaway was, I am very sorry that I let him get away with doing that to Justin. It was so nasty. This guy who's just the damn husband.
He claims Lively referred to Swift and Reynolds as her dragons, implying their influence was being leveraged against him. Swift's representatives have denied any significant involvement, framing her connection as a mere friendship with Lively. However, reports suggest she may still be subpoenaed as a witness.
And now you see text messages in this lawsuit from Blake Lively comparing herself to the heroine of Game of Thrones, the fiercest female character we've seen in years, Khaleesi. That's her riding her dragon. She's the mother of dragons in Game of Thrones. And that's what Blake Lively says in a text message, that she too has her dragons, Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift. That's, again, believed to be the other person. And that they are powerful advocates for her. And while it seems to be said like, I'm so lucky that I have them as great storytellers to help me rewrite the script, what Brian Friedman alleges is, you'll go along or I'll unleash my dragons on you, you loser who no one's ever heard of.
This legal battle has ignited fierce online debates. Some see Baldoni as a victim of Hollywood politics, while others view Lively's accusations as a necessary call for accountability. Meanwhile, discussions about whether Swift's involvement is being exaggerated for headlines have only added to the controversy.
Taylor Swift is going to get subpoenaed, and she is going to be deposed, and she is up first. They want her first. They have heard the public pleas, and essentially we're going to get it. We are finally going to get what we want. And this is a very, very, very big deal, and I'll tell you why. First and foremost, with my non-legal expertise, as I have said from the very beginning, smartest possible move for Justin Baldoni's team to make. I've said depose her. I wasn't sure they were going to do it because Brian Friedman was asked about it by Harvey Levin on TMZ, and he said, well, we don't know. We'll see which way this case goes. And I'm going, what do you mean you don't know? That would be like the very first thing I would do. I would depose Taylor Swift against Blake Lively because first and foremost, no matter how you feel about Taylor Swift, you have to recognize and respect the fact that she is a machine, okay? She is an absolute machine. She will do everything to protect her image. In other words, Blake and Ryan will wind up fighting a real dragon, okay? A real dragon that has an army of teenagers that are behind her. And it is my professional opinion that she was very much involved. She was involved in this circumstance, and that currently her team is lying to the public. I kept saying they are clearly lying to the public and trying to signal to Justin Baldoni's team, like, look, we have nothing to do with this. We're not friends with her anymore. We don't even like her. We don't even know her. We can't believe she said this.
Complicating matters further, Baldoni's workplace practices at Wayfarer Studios have come under scrutiny. Former employees have criticized the company's culture, describing it as one of toxic positivity, with an overwhelming emphasis on the Baha'i faith. Some claimed that the studio's focus on inspirational storytelling felt exploitative, particularly in films centered on terminal illness.
And the Empress of Empty Allegations is doing her darndest to paint him out to be someone he's not. Another former staffer of Baldoni's tells the LA Times how he went to his annual Skid Row Carnival of Love event one year in downtown Los Angeles to help the homeless. However, Baldoni allegedly was just filming himself doing good deeds the entire time. Allegedly. And yet another former staffer tells the newspaper that Justin specifically requested all employees of his production company to sign off their emails with "so much love." What's wrong with love?
Critics of the media coverage argue that Baldoni's faith is being unfairly weaponized against him. Some see the scrutiny of the Baha'i faith in his workplace as a thinly veiled attempt to discredit him, rather than a genuine concern about workplace issues. Others argue that media outlets are using identity politics to frame him in a negative light, while ignoring similar behaviors from other Hollywood figures.
A former staffer says that Baldoni would talk about his religion a lot, revealing, quote, "There was an evangelizing aspect to the way Justin spoke about the faith that, in my opinion, felt professionally inappropriate." It should be noted that all of these staffers spoke anonymously, and how these articles work, they're asked very leading questions. Did you think this was inappropriate? Well, if you put it that way, it was slightly, hit piece.
It is observed that many allegations against Baldoni are being politicized, with coverage focusing more on race, gender, and power dynamics than actual wrongdoing. Many accusations rely on anonymous sources, making it difficult to verify the claims.
I think reporters need some sort of batting average scorecard, like a Yelp review, because it's like we want to believe that stories are, presented with all of the information, but they get to hide behind their sources. You see, this new LA Times article, I don't know if you guys got a chance to read it. It is a doozy, but it's an article that, has dozens of unnamed sources that are against Baldoni, and then two sources that are named for Baldoni. And it's like, as an audience, how are you supposed to believe anything if someone doesn't put their name or face to it? Like, do you think there's any way to reform how this is all done, or does it just come down to the public sort of having to shame and criticize reporters when they get it wrong?
It almost has turned into a situation where people have to be more critical in their reading skills when they're reading these reports, because I did read through that LA Times article, and I did notice that the ones that were coming out against Baldoni were unnamed, and a lot of them were former employees. So right there you're thinking, well, a lot of former employees are disgruntled in any business. But it's unfortunate, because I think it would be more believable and understandable, and we would be able to see whether it's objective or not if they would disclose the sources. Now, reporters have, a good reason not to disclose sources from time to time.
There is also criticism regarding how mainstream media is handling the case. Some believe Baldoni is being unfairly targeted with hit pieces, particularly regarding his faith and activism. There are discussions about misleading narratives and a deliberate attempt to damage Baldoni's reputation.
Friedman said in a statement, "Over the years, I've learned what great people Justin and Wayfarer are. The Flores case was resolved without any determination of liability on Justin's or Wayfarer's or any other defendant's part. Since then, it has been further confirmed to me that Justin and Wayfarer are exceedingly honorable and highly ethical." Former employees maintain that Baldoni's intentions were sincere, even as aspects of his leadership drew criticism. His heart is truly in the right place. He's a young guy who has gained access to a lot of money, has been figuring out how to run the company as he goes. He did a lot of stuff that was really helpful to a lot of people that no one knows about, that far outweighs any mistakes.
As the legal battles unfold, speculation grows over whether a settlement is on the horizon. Given the unpredictable nature of litigation, both parties may opt to resolve the matter privately rather than endure a lengthy and highly publicized trial. However, with the trial scheduled for March 2026, new revelations are likely to emerge in the coming months.
Steve has said, spare no expense. We are not going to be intimidated into settling. There's no need to settle, so this might actually go to trial. And as I told you earlier this week, the trial date has been set for March of 2026. Y'all might be sick of it before then, but not me. I can't get enough. And yes, Blake Lively's husband is worth a lot of money, but Steve Sarowitz is worth a lot more. And there is something poetic about the fact that they are having to drain their finances to pay for all of their legal bills. And he's not.
Ultimately, this controversy underscores the complexities of power struggles in Hollywood. It raises questions about the role of media in shaping narratives, the impact of personal relationships on professional disputes, and whether Baldoni is being unfairly maligned or held accountable for legitimate concerns.
Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, that seemed like that might be the latest move.
What did you think?
Reynolds, how's it going?
Great. Why? What have you heard?
I'm unaware of anybody, frankly, whose wife has been sexually harassed and has made jokes about that type of situation. I can't think of anyone who's done anything like that, and so it surprised me.
Regardless of the outcome, this case serves as a stark reminder of how personal and professional conflicts can quickly spiral into full-blown public scandals.
Well, in the escalating legal saga that has captivated Hollywood and maybe the whole nation, the once promising partnership between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni has turned into a bitter legal battle. The two co-starred, they collaborated together on the highly anticipated movie It Ends With Us, based on Colleen Hoover's best-selling novel, which hit theaters last summer. However, behind the scenes, tensions between Lively and Baldoni quickly escalated, leading to accusations of a smear campaign, public fallout, an ongoing lawsuit, and it all began when Lively filed a complaint against Baldoni that later matured into a lawsuit, alleging that he sexually harassed her and then orchestrated a smear campaign against her when she brought her allegations to his attention.
As legal battles intensify and public opinion remains divided, the controversy surrounding Baldoni, Lively, and Swift continues to unfold. With a trial looming and media scrutiny growing, the case highlights Hollywood's power struggles and the complexities of truth, reputation, and influence.
Blake Lively's team is sweating bullets because the thought of Taylor Swift getting deposed is likely going to prompt them to want to settle immediately. But from what I'm hearing, it's not just Taylor Swift. There are multiple A-listers that if things get deposed, the truth about Ryan and Blake is going to come out.
We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. That wraps up today's video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next one.